Welcome everybody, I'm Mr. Laggy. Welcome to my review on the demo of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now if you like what you see, please go down below, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Twitch and Twitter, all that stuff. Now included with this, I'm going to upload my full playthrough of the demo, so if you haven't seen it, then just, I'll put it at the end. You just click on the thing, it'll take you to it. So you'll be fully covered. If you want to see it first, just go to my channel, obviously, and click on it. But let's get into this. So at first look, this game is like one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen, right? The graphics are so damn crisp most of the time. And the music, of course, is phenomenal. And for not the first time, we get to hear what these characters sound like outside our own heads. So we get the experience of what a Barrett temper tantrum really looks like. It's kind of stupid. If I'm being honest, having this world come back after so many years with such a sweet polish would bring a tear to my eye if I wasn't dead inside. So after completing this a few times, I had to ask myself, is this what you wanted, Laggy? Is this what is going to sustain you for the next, 4 to 6 years? However long it takes for them to release the entirety of this game? If I'm being honest with you, it isn't. Not that I don't like it. I'm buying this and I'm playing the pus out of it. However, as of this demo, I feel a longing for the turn-based style of old. Call me what you will, I like the strategy of the turn-based style, right? Considering your next move, timing your attacks, managing your health and mana. It's fun to me. Hitting square many times just might not hold up. Now, it's too early to see, though. As I said, I've played this a few times, and I've come up with a band-aid for my brain that I hope will help other older gamers in my situation that feel this nostalgia that maybe it's been ruined. I don't want anyone to feel that way. So it's called lying to yourself. I've convinced myself that all this is a simulation of what the game we used to play was. In other words, this is what the battlefields really looked like, as opposed to two parties just staring at each other, waiting for the other to attack, Also, there are aspects of battle that kind of remind me of the original. For example, take the final boss. He has attacks I just can't seem to dodge, right? Rockets that hit both of us, that seem to almost be predetermined to hit us, actually, feels very similar to the turn-based style where you can't just roll out of the way of everything. You're welcome to put up your defenses, but you'll still get hurt either way. And I'm speculating that as we get more weapons and more materia, we will be able to customize each person to have the spells and feel that we want them to have. Or at least, we better be able to, goddammit. We better be able to. So, to all you old fogies out there, consider my brain-aid when you play and view the game for what it currently is and will continue to be, regardless of how we might feel. Because it is beautiful, it is wonderful, and it does still contain the world that we love. So what are my concerns going forward after having played this? First and foremost would be how linear the game will probably end up becoming. Now, as the first game is simply Midgar, and that was always linear, I don't think we have any way of knowing for the next couple of years till the next one comes out. But I fear even once we leave Midgar, we may be on a pretty straight path forward. I have my doubts that there will be insane hidden locations to get final limit breaks, or, you know, get the mithril item from the sleeping man in a random cave, as long as you have a total number of battles fought that ends in 2 matching odd numbers or zeros. Come on. There was such depth to the old game. And I doubt I'll be able to go after Yuffie's father in their tower way too early and get crushed, only to come back later and get my revenge. I just don't think these experiences will come from these games. And maybe that's okay. I can still play them, as I have multiple copies of the original game, and I hope this game will have moments of its own that I'll remember for years. As a related side note, when this was first announced as a remaster, I couldn't wait to sit down with my old strategy guide and see how closely they replicate the game. Can't do that anymore. I suppose I should finally return the guide to that random kid 22 years ago. That would be nice. I guess my other major concern is what direction the story will actually go in, and whether or not it will hold close to the original. Having recently played through it, again, the original I mean, it's a hard story to beat. You know, it's filled with pain, politics, and most of all, love. Just about everyone lost everything, but they stuck together and managed to save the world. It's such a classic that lives in many of our hearts. We can only sit and wait to see what happens. The intent of this review is not to, by any means, put this game down, but rather give a different perspective from what I'm hearing in reviews out there. I'll be honest, I didn't go around watching everybody's review to see what they said, but from what I could gather, there's a lot of positivity going around, and that's fine. I don't mind that, but there's a lot of people just not getting past the glitz and glamour of what they're looking at. Now, I feel the same way they do about it, but I also have to be honest with you when I'm reviewing it. I think it's a great game. It's got very, very good controls. It's a simple mechanic to play with. It's easy to jump in and play and understand. You know, when you want to activate one of your abilities, time slows down to give you time to do that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But there's other aspects of it that when playing, I was just longing for it and feeling like I was missing. So this is by no means a venue for trashing. It's more of a venue for releasing the concerns I've had with this, and have had all along. You know, I don't pay attention to what these companies say what is going to be in this game, because no company has told us the truth on any of their games for the last decade, right? I mean, there's some obvious, especially recently, with like Fallout 76 and Warcraft 3 and stuff, obvious issues with what companies tell us is going to happen with any of this and what actually occurs at the end. So I keep myself ignorant of those press releases, and I watch very little of what other people release as far as reviews, because I don't want it to influence how I feel about it or steal ideas. So I want to keep anything I tell you be fresh from me and the way I feel about this. So if you want to discuss this with me, I'd be happy to. Leave a comment below or come hang out with me on Twitch. I'll definitely be streaming this on release, but I have to go out and get a physical copy that morning, as, guys, I own a PS4. I'm not going to have a couple of 100 gigs lying around for this. The hour demo was 8 gigs. This game is like 30 hours long. That's 240 gigs. That math probably doesn't correlate, but I'm concerned as my original PS4 is small and packed that I'll end up having to delete more just to try and get this thing working. So I have to go out, get a copy, come back, we'll play it, have a blast. But I definitely want to know what you think. Are you guys more into this current action style of gameplay? Or would you rather go back to the classic RPG style? And also, as a little message to Square, I doubt you'll hear this, but in your creation of this version of Final Fantasy VII, you're going to be creating the assets in which you could create a remastered Final Fantasy VII, maybe for PS5. Consider it. The graphics won't need to be any different. Just reconstruct a game the way they wanted it. You'll get 2 insane selling video games out of it. So guys, thanks so much as always. I love you all for watching. Come talk to me, and I'll see you next time. Farewell.